Hi, and welcome to the Coming Strength and Fitness Fitcast. I'm Jill, coach and owner of CSNF, and I'm here along with my team to take your fitness experience to a new level. In each episode, we'll bring you helpful conversations with our coaches, members, and guests to provide additional value to your gym experience and understanding to our mission at CSNF to change lives through fitness. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Coming Strength and Fitness, welcome back to the podcast here at the studio. We have the one, the only, Jill is back. Hey, Jill. Hey. And the one and only Alexa Morin. Alexa, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you guys doing?
I still want to call her Alexa Parr every single day, all
Every
day.
single day.
People still do. It's okay. I correct them.
Because that was your maiden name, and you recently got married. Not
Correct.
recently. When did you get married?
It's been 7 months.
7 months to this day. Not to this day.
Her marriage is an infant.
Actually, to like 4 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
One word to describe marriage. Go.
Oh, goodness.
Putting you on the spot.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster. Any married person would agree. That's a great word. Alexa, we are super excited to have you in the studio. Hey, we're going to listen to a little bit about you and just how you got here at Coming Strength and Fitness, and then we're actually going to transition our conversation into what you do specifically here as far as your role with our kids and teens as well. So, Alexa, if you could, give us a little, I like to say, Instagram bio of who Alexa is, maybe those quick highlight points, and then talk to us about your passion for health and fitness and how it ultimately led you here today.
Cool. Yeah, so I kind of started on this career path, I guess, at a really young age. I was always an athlete growing up, ended up in physical therapy majority of my athletic career, and just kind of fell in love with how the body works, helping facilitate recovery, overcoming injuries, making people better athletes. So I went to school for exercise science, thinking that I was going to go the physical therapy route, but ended up working with a lot of the sports teams at my college, and fell in love with training athletes and working with teams, and taking healthy athletes and making them bigger, better, faster, stronger versus rehabbing the injuries.
And what college was this at?
This was at GCSU, Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville, Georgia.
So you're from the Georgia area for anyone listening.
Born and raised in Alpharetta.
Born and raised in Alpharetta.
2 hours south and came right back.
Lived here ever since.
Yep,
I love it.
yep,
Jill,
yep.
are you from Georgia? I forget.
Remember, I'm from Bogart.
Bogart.
Lots of cows.
What a name. Gotcha. See, I just assume that not everyone's from Georgia because I'm not from Georgia, but probably most people are.
We know you're definitely not from Georgia with that accent.
No.
I do not have an accent.
Neither
yes,
do I.
you do.
No, I don't. Everyone, please, if you could comment on this, do I have an accent or not? I don't
Yes,
think I do.
yes, you
The way you said not, I mean, yes.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, Alexa, so pick us back up your college season.
Yeah, so I majored in exercise science. I ended up working for one of my professors for a couple years after school. He owned a gym right down the road from the school, so it was really cool working under him, got to continue learning a lot, and then he decided, it was just a Globo gym, he decided to open up a CrossFit gym in the back of, it was a Bodyplex. We had a huge warehouse in the back, so he was like, hey, who wants to go learn CrossFit, get their L1? And I was like, me.
That was your first exposure?
I had none of us have ever done CrossFit. We were actually learned in school. A lot of our professors were kind of anti-CrossFit. And so anyways, he was head of the department in exercise science, and he kind of, saw this growing area of fitness, and realized, it was a great community aspect where we didn't have that in our Globo gym. So it was kind of an area that we had we didn't have development in.
And what year is this, for context? What year is this?
So I graduated college in 2011. So this was between 2011 and 2013, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so right out of college, I worked for him, and then I went and got my L1. I had never done CrossFit, never been in a CrossFit class before. We had kind of looked up some CrossFit workouts. We did 7 minutes of burpees one time. We did death by burpees one time, and that was it. That's all I knew. No idea how to kip, snatch, clean, really anything. So went and took my L1.
And to give a little context, what's an L1 for someone who doesn't really know that language?
Yeah. So your CrossFit level 1 trainer is what they call like the first step of certifications within the CrossFit world. So it's the first level of a CrossFit coach.
Gotcha.
And basically, you learn all the 9 foundational movements, not necessarily like how to coach them, but more how to perform them, the points of performance, like really basics.
What they
of
are.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the methodology and nutrition and kind of all of that.
Cool. So you get that.
Yeah. So I got that. We started up our CrossFit gym, Central State CrossFit, and it was all students from the college that were coaches. I was the first hired on coach, and then we eventually had 2 more come on, and then we had a head trainer that kind of started the gym. So we started off very exercise science based. We took everybody through the FMS. Everybody was assigned corrective movements.
Yes.
They were assigned 3
FMS is functional movement screening.
functional movement screening. Yeah, basically it pulls out all of your imbalances. And so we gave everybody corrective exercises. The first 10 minutes of class, they were to do or first 5 minutes or whatever, to do their corrective exercises programmed individually. And then we did class. It was very basic. CrossFit was new, so we didn't have anybody that really knew how to kip, how to string together barbell movements, cycle barbell, stuff like that. So it was a lot of starting from the ground and kind of building up CrossFit athletes, which was cool. It was cool for me in my learning experience becoming a coach. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great learning experience.
So when you look back at those memories, what do those memories remind you of? Like, what are some words? Were they pleasing? Were they fun? Were they stressful? What was that memory like?
It was a lot of fun. We had a great team. So I was kind of back and forth between the Globo gym and the CrossFit gym.
Okay.
So like I would have, I coached the early mornings. I coached a couple 5 and 6 a.m.s at the CrossFit gym, and then I would go over right down the hall to the Globo gym and, have my PT clients. And we had like boot camp style classes with like 30 people. It was tons of fun. And then I'd go back in the evenings and do my CrossFit workout. So yeah, it was just, fitness all the time, different kinds of fitness, all types of people. And it was lots of learning for me as an athlete, learning to coach CrossFit while learning to do CrossFit.
Gotcha.
So I think that really helped me in the long run of in my coaching career, coaching people that have never started CrossFit, like learning how to do it while you're teaching it.
Yes.
It's challenging, but you learn how to coach it a lot better, I feel like, when you're learning it as you go.
What was your first CrossFit workout?
Ooh.
I don't remember, but I think
You
it was
don't
probably
remember?
Death by
mine. Yeah.
I think it was Death by Burpees.
Explain what Death by Burpees is.
Yeah, so basically it's just burpees.
That's
it's just a lot of burpees.
Sounds terrible.
So it's like an EMOM. You start 1 minute, you do 1 burpee. Minute 2, you do 2 burpees. Minute 3, you do 3, and you see how long you continue to go. I don't remember what I got. I don't really remember much of it. I just remember the whole class was in a circle, and we just did burpees every minute.
Oh, my gosh. Death by Burpees. Jill, what was your first workout?
150 slam balls for time.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Couldn't walk for 2
Oh,
weeks.
that's rough.
Working
Yeah,
out
that
in
is
my
rough.
Umbro shorts and my Adidas, and I had Kinsey and an infant carrier.
Ballin' status.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Mine was Barbara with no 3-minute rest. So for anyone, 5 rounds of 20 pull-ups, 30 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, 50 air squats, no rest, 5 rounds. Took me like 30 minutes. Laid in the 1 foot of snow outside because I was from Michigan because I have an accent apparently.
Gosh.
And I was toast. But anyways, so Jill, I'm going to ask you a question. How did you get connected with Alexa? And talk to us about your first impression of Alexa, and then we'll kick it to Alexa about her experience coming to Coming Strength and Fitness, the past several years of being connected with the community, and talks about this season. So Jill, talk to us about how you met Alexa.
Yeah, we met Alexa through her coming to us as a client. She came and joined the gym.
Really? So
Yes.
not as a coach?
No.
Just, hey, I want to join the gym.
Yeah. And I think we did know that she had coached in the past, but her whole, emphasis for joining our gym was to become a member. And she shopped around a little bit, and she landed here with us. And first impression was, this is the cutest girl I have literally ever seen. I was just drawn to her energy, and she's super fun to be around.
Yes.
Great personality. And I was like, love this girl. She's a perfect fit.
Yes.
So, and then things just kind of evolved from there.
And how many years ago was that?
How many years ago was that, Alexa?
I have been here for almost 5 years. I think it'll be 5 years this summer.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is not your first rodeo. You've been here for several years now.
Yeah.
So, Alexa, talk to us about the transition of why you ultimately landed here at Cumming Strength and Fitness.
Yeah. So I moved home from when I was working in Milledgeville, moved back home. And I knew that I wanted to I had dropped into some other CrossFit gyms, over the 2 years I was in Milledgeville, and learned that every CrossFit gym was different.
Yes,
and
they
every
are.
community was different, and the coaching staff was different everywhere you went. So I knew that I wanted to find a community that I could be a part of and fit in with. And I knew moving back to Cumming, I was young and single. And so
You're still young.
Yeah.
But not single.
I knew.
She's taking boys back off, okay?
I am married now. But yeah, I knew that the area of Cumming was very family oriented. And I loved that. I wanted to I've always been kind of like a long-term thinker. Like I wanted to get married. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to raise my family in an area like this that's very family oriented. I want to be, I want to have a lot of kids and just be a big part of their lives. And so that's kind of, I've always like forward thinking in that aspect of where do I want to be when I have my family? Who do I want my kids surrounded by? So I fell in love with the community, Hunter and Jill. Like Jill said, I shopped around a lot. I went to every CrossFit gym that pulled up on Google within like 30 minutes of my house.
Sure.
And Cumming Strength and Fitness was actually the last one I went to. I didn't come to it at first just because I was looking specifically for CrossFit, like in the name. But thank goodness, like came here and, I never went back to any other gym after that. I mean, I've dropped into other gyms, but.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Who coached your first class, and do you remember what your workout was here your first time?
Oh, goodness. I do not remember what the workout was. I believe it was either Allie or Jill. So, actually, you know what? I went through the fundamentals. Well, I was a test out. So, because I had CrossFit experience, I didn't go through the 10 personal training sessions. But I remember having a phone call with Allie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She was assigned to be my coach. And she told me I needed to come in and do a test out session. They wanted to kind of, check out how I move and make sure that, I was going to move safely and effectively in class.
And
I
you were not a danger to yourself or others.
Really? Okay. At first, I was kind of taken back by that. I was like, I've been coaching. I have an exercise science degree. I have my CSCS. Like, I opened up a CrossFit gym. Like, okay.
Like, I should be fine.
All right. So, yeah, I came in and we went through a barbell continuum. And we did Fight Gone Bad. So that was actually my first workout here.
Because test out, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I did Fight Gone Bad. And then I worked out a lot in the 9:30 classes. I started doing childcare.
I forgot about that.
So I would either like work out at 8:30 and then watch the kids at 9:30 for all the moms, or I would take the 9:30 if I wasn't doing childcare. So I got really hooked in with that moms group, started babysitting all the kids. Mm-hmm. That was really great.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I still work with all the kids here.
And you still work with all the kids, which is actually a perfect
Started
segue.
with the kids and continued with the kids. Yep.
Yes, and you're still with them. So you are now the Director of Youth Performance, right?
Yes.
Which is such a huge title and such an honor here, because anything kids or teens when it comes to getting in shape or working out here falls under you. So Alexa, talk to us about, because this is not a new change, but a recent change as far as like, hey, you're taking this over. Talk to us about what this program is, what it offers, and what are some of the benefits, just your vision for it. Talk to us about this.
So we currently have 2 different programs. We have a CrossFit Kids class, which is basically traditional CrossFit at a little kids level. It's ages 5 to 10. It is a really fun kind of more of like a PE class, teaching them the basics of all the functional movements that we do in the adult class, but incorporating them into fun little challenges and games and mini AMRAPs and EMOMs and all that stuff. So they're kind of learning the terminology, they're learning all the movements, learning the intensity. It's a lot of fun, lots of running around and playing, which is great. And then we have our teens program, which is kind of more of it started off as a youth sports performance program. And I made the switch to combine our CrossFit teens class and our youth sports performance class into an overall general teens strength and conditioning class. We do all of the lifts that are incorporated into CrossFit, all of the main functional movements, but it's a little bit more dialed back into and focused on building overall strength. We do a lot more accessory type work than what you see in an adult CrossFit class, because we're supplementing sports for the most part. My goal is to try to make them more sustainable athletes, help to prevent injuries over time, helping to build their strength, their coordination, their stability to support them on the field. So it's not as much CrossFit style high intensity. We do some conditioning. We learn all the functional lifts, very focused on technique and form and building the foundation for a solid athlete.
So there is a common myth out there, and I believed it growing up because I didn't have any proper education or research or all the data that there's out there now. Yeah. And this common myth says that kids or teens should not be working out or even touching a weight because it could stunt their growth, or it could have more of a negative effect on them than a positive effect.
Right.
What would you say to someone who brings that point up?
So to me, and this is partly because of my experience growing up, as an athlete, I was in and out of physical therapy all the time. I had multiple knee injuries, and I strongly believe that was due to a lack of strength training. When you think about athletes and you think about how much force and repetitive force that they put on their joints, when they're running, when they're cutting hard, when they're shooting, 100 times with the same leg, same movement every single night at practice, or, pitching, they're moving the same muscles, the same movement pattern over and over and over again and putting a ton of force through the joints, but yet they're not doing any strength training to strengthen those muscles to support the joint through that force and that repetitive movement. That's when we see a lot of overuse injuries. And we used to, a long time ago, we used to only see overuse injuries in college athletes and professional athletes. But now we're seeing them in youth sports. Mm-hmm. We're seeing them in kids at age 10, age 15 with overuse injuries in their shoulder from pitching.
Right.
Which is crazy. But in order to support the level that they're playing at, you've got to be building up those muscles to support their skeletal system and their joints through those movements. So I think every athlete, no matter what sport they're playing, should be doing some sort of strength training. Now, to the extent of whether they're, testing 1 rep maxes and really lifting super heavy, that is dependent on the sport and what the sport demands. And kind of where they're at too in their growth and then their performance and their skill level and all of that. But to some extent, every athlete should be doing some sort of strength training to support what they're doing on the field.
And I think it can, too, be dependent on their age. There's a large difference in between a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Yes. And the control that they have over their bodies. Yes. Some athletes are really controlled at a young age and some don't develop that until further on.
Yes.
So it's kind of dependent on where they're at as an athlete.
Because, Jill, I know you coach some sport leagues for middle school, high school as well. Do you have anything else to add to what Alexa said to that?
Yeah. I actually love addressing that myth because that's exactly what it is. I definitely think that, kids doing weightlifting can be overdone, just like when adults do weightlifting. It can definitely be overdone. But if you're under proper coaching and proper observation from someone who knows how to teach the lifts properly, all it can do is benefit your sport and benefit your body. So I'm a huge believer in putting a barbell in a kid's hand. Now, 4.5 years old, maybe not. I don't know. Seeing a 4.5-year-old move and do functional movement is pretty cool. But I absolutely believe in the value of strength training for athletes. And there is, it's like the best feeling in the world to teach a young kid how to lift weights. Because a lot of times in school programs, it's just, the teachers, the coaches aren't, as educated on how to teach the proper movements. And it just excites me so much to teach kids how to lift weights.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Alexa, this is towards you, but both of you could answer this question. What do you personally enjoy about coaching kids?
They're so much fun. I love coaching teens, especially like when they're old enough and they have the maturity, and the idea that they want to improve. They see, kids on the field that might be better than them, or they're able to see kind of what their weaknesses are, and they have goals. They want to have fun. They want to play games, but they also are willing to put in the work. I love being able to have those two kind of mindsets in class. Like, we want to work hard, but then we also want to go all out and have play a game and make it super fun. So I get to do that in my kids' classes, whereas the adults' class, they're here to work out, and it's kind of a little bit more focused. Actually, that might not be the word, because the kids are really focused as well. We're focused on our goals. But we don't play as many games in the adults' class. They're there to do CrossFit. They're there to earn their score. Put their score in Sugar Wad and beat their next PR, and the kids are too. But we also have that fun.
Yeah, that fun competitive side to it as well.
Yes. The kids get really competitive, which is fun because I'm super competitive, and I like to jump in there with them every now and then in some of the games at the end and peg a few dodgeballs at them. That's always fun.
Alexa, do you ever think this to yourself? Because I think this to myself all the time. If I had only had this when I was that age, I think all the time, man, if I had done strength and conditioning and learned how to move a barbell at age 12 or 13, what type of athlete could I have been?
Yeah, who would
if
the
I
person
had that?
be now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that all the time.
Yep.
And
I wish I had a program like we have now.
Yeah.
And I can only speak to my experience here because, I help you on the side with our youth sport and performance experience as well, and I coach once a week as well, and you've done a phenomenal job, not just with the programming and the classes, but really just gathering a kids' culture and community around, like, hey, this is what we do, this is something fun, not just the physiological benefits, but really the community aspect as well. It's competitive, we play games, it's just fully inclusive to truly benefit these kids in, honestly, more ways than they even realize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jill, sorry, keep going.
There's a lot more to it than just the physical aspect as well.
Like confidence.
Seeing kids do something that they didn't think that they could do. I know I've got this one little girl in my head that she's been coming for like 2 months now, and she was super timid when she started. And every time we do a new lift, she's like, I don't think I can do that. And I'll tell her, add 5 pounds to it. Let's see how it feels. And she's like, I don't think I can do that. And then she does it. And it's like her face, even if I don't get a smile, I can just tell that inside she's like so proud. And that is so cool. That's my favorite part.
That's special. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Jill, do you have any overall arching thoughts about our youth sport performance and just how Alexa's taken it over?
Yeah, she's done a phenomenal job with the program. She was the perfect person to be the director of this. And I'm really excited for the future of what we're going to be able to do for kids and for Scythe County, for any kid that's interested in getting stronger, fitter, better for their sport, or just in general.
Yes.
And that we can help impact young lives as well as adult lives here. And I just love what she's done for the program. I see the benefits of it. I see these kids go onto the field of sport from the gym and how much it's improving them as an athlete, and it's just really cool to watch. And there really is no greater feeling than putting a barbell in a kid's hands for the first time. That's a really cool experience.
So, Alexa, say someone's listening right now that may be interested in getting their own kids plugged in, signed up, a part of CrossFit Kids or Youth Sport Performance. What would you tell? What would be the next step to this for this person?
Come try out a class. I let all the kids try out a class, see if it's the right fit for them. They won't regret it. It will benefit them, whether or not they're playing sports or, they're into whatever. They're on the mathletes team. It will just the confidence, the overall self-pride, the accomplishing goals. Yeah. It just creates a really good feeling inside anybody, adults, kids, when they accomplish things and work hard. It gives us a good feeling. Come try a class.
So would they just go to the website and fill out a form, or personally reach out to you?
So they can reach out through the website. We've got a kids and teens platform that they can put an info request in, send me their name and email, and I can reach out.
And the info go right to
they
you.
can find us on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, send us a message.
You have your youth training Instagram account now.
Yes, we just started an Instagram. It is CSF Youth Training. On Instagram and on Facebook.
Shameless plug. Go follow.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Well, Alexa, thank you. Thank you for your time, your insight, your dedication to the community, to the program of Youth Sport Performance and CrossFit Kids. You're doing a phenomenal job. Before we end, we're going to do a fun little quick hitter. Okay, this is for all of us, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. So let's say lifting barbell exercise that's off the table, but if you could go to the Olympics in one Olympic sport, which sport are you, and let's say you're really good at it, okay, you're world class at it, which Olympic sport are you going to participate in the Olympics in?
Oh, I know.
Go.
I know too.
I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like a
luge. Yeah, whatever that is.
Where you just lay on the little coaster.
I thought you were going to say synchronized swimming.
No, y'all. I want to do this mountain coaster so bad.
Oh, gosh.
I love roller coasters.
Oh, my gosh.
And I just think that would be so fun.
That would be really fun.
Just zooming down like a little ice slide.
I think I heard that's like one of the most dangerous ones
is.
too. Because if you slip off the slip off the side, I mean, you're going like 80 miles per hour. That could be dangerous, but really cool. Jill, what's yours?
Why did we take weightlifting off the table?
Because we already do that. That's something that is a given. I can see that.
Okay, well, gymnastics.
Okay, not gymnastics.
Dang it.
No weightlifting, no gymnastics, no CrossFit.
Okay.
It has to be like a sport.
I would like to be a sprinter, like
track
and field, like running.
Really?
Listen, I don't like distance. I'm talking about like a short little spurt.
Like 100 meter, 50 meter?
Or like the team relay. They're so fast.
Interesting.
They're so fast.
The first one that comes to my mind is the biathlon, which is the skiing, but then you go to the checkpoints and have to shoot the targets.
Yes.
It's the one where then you go, you ski, you get super fatigued, and then you have to like catch your breath and actually like shoot the targets 100 yards away or whatever.
That one was not
that's
on my
cool.
mind.
That would be
I didn't even think of that either.
very hard. I don't know if that's number one, but that's the
I really kind of
first thing that
coined
came
you
to my
for
head.
figure skating. I don't know why you didn't go
Well,
there.
I do that on the side already.
Okay.
I recreationally just
Yeah.
do figure skating. So
Yeah.
that'll be offering in next winter in
Yes.
2022. So stay
Yes.
tuned to that coming Strength and Fitness.
Right.
But figure skating as well with synchronized swimming and
Yes.
underwater basket weaving. Those are all coming up. Well, guys, thank you so much for this episode. Alexa, thank you. Jill, thank you. And we'll see you on another episode. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and gained a greater understanding of the mission and vision of the CSNF community. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under Coming Strength and Fitness, or hit us up on comingstrengthandfitness.com. See you next time.